welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. Today's pick a card reading is an interesting one. We are going to see, what do strangers think when they stare at you? In front of me, I have 3 different options, each with a different image. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. Choose the one that really calls out to you. Okay, let's get started. Group number 1. Okay, so what do strangers think when they stare at you? Okay, group number 1. So right away we have Gemini here. So that tells me that you guys come across to strangers like somebody who's definitely a talkative, outgoing person who seems sure of themselves, okay? And I feel like you are naturally witty and charismatic. I feel like deep down with Neptune dreams here, that's a Pisces energy. I feel like you are more sensitive than what you let on, as well as intuitive, and you do feel things deeply, and you do, even like know things. But, as far as what strangers see, that outer appearance is definitely coming across like an air sign, and Gemini in particular, okay? I also feel like this group in particular, like some of you watching, like bold colors or very bright colors. Okay, I'm just getting this vibe of wanting to stand out from the crowd, okay? So strangers, they definitely take notice between your here I am presence when you walk into a room or are walking down the street, as well as your look and your style, okay? I feel like there is a part of you with the Page of Water here that is, you do have a creative artistic streak to you, and it might come through in how your hair is and how your clothes are, okay? I'm just getting like something that like your outer appearance represents like who you are creatively is what I'm getting. You feel like everything you say and do and what you look like, your image, is all reflective on who you are. So basically what I'm trying to say is how you look on the outside is your representation of who you feel like you are on the inside. So strangers do get to see that. Okay, so along with all that, with my oops card here, I'm really getting that you guys kind of have this unapologetic way of being where it's like, you might do something like stumble or like knock something off the table accidentally, or, kind of like say something maybe others were thinking but would never dare say. There's definitely like this daring side to you. And I feel like instead of actually apologizing and being all awkward about it, you guys are the type that would be like, oopsie daisy, in this like cute, playful way, and then kind of like just brush it off your shoulders. So it's kind of like, people don't know what to expect with you. And that goes hand in hand with my lightning card here, which is like, there's a part of you that comes across like, unpredictable, and like you kind of like to rock the boat, I feel, like stir things up between people, not even in a mean way or facetious way, but more in like kind of a, just a playful, feisty way, so a little bit of an instigator I'm feeling. As far as like what strangers get to see with that, well, it depends how long they're around you to really see that part of you, but I'm getting that it's just kind of like that, again, like you kind of have this spontaneous, like people don't know what you're about to do or say, okay, kind of getting Aries vibes with that, and you just kind of do things to kind of like either lighten the mood or like, kind of make the moment interesting, I feel. So you're like a wild trip to people, group 1. Yeah. Oh, okay, so you guys are also seen to be attractive by strangers. And along with that comes the 7 of Cups. And I feel like you get, even if people just met you, for the first time, and it was a short encounter, it's like you get people dreaming about you, okay? And wondering about you, like, I wonder what that person's up to, I wonder what they do in life. Like, I wonder, like, yeah, so you have that effect on people. You get people that have never, maybe they never even spoke to you, but they just saw you. And they wonder about you. In fact, okay, right now I'm getting that song. You're beautiful, it's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know what to do, 'cause I'll never be with you. Okay, so yeah, people have this brush encounter with you, and you leave such an impression by just this, you know, animated, lively way that you are, and, you know, attractiveness and this playful attitude, that they're like wowed by you in a short amount of time. And it's kind of like I said, you get them wondering and dreaming about you, and they're like, wow, like I'm never even gonna see this person again. Like, why am I so fixated on them? Yeah, group one, that's the effect you have. Also, okay, with the page of water here in Gemini, I'm also getting some of you guys have a very edgy look is what's coming through with that. And I'm talking like, you know, your hair might be kind of like angled a certain way. Your makeup might be dark. You might wear like leather, studded belts, just kind of a rock starish vibe. Possibly emo goth, okay? For some of you. That's not gonna be for all of you. Like, it's funny, I'm going from like bright, bold colors to like black or, you know, something darker and like rock starry. You could even have the rock star look, but with the bright clothes. Okay, take what resonates, but definitely something like an alternative rock star look is coming through. And yeah, with the Tower reversed, you know, and this card definitely, like I said, like you've got that thrill seeker vibe and just wanting to, I just see you, you know, kind of rocking the boat with things, with people. So you might actually like kind of say things to even these strangers that view you, and they'll feel thrown, like they won't know what to say. Okay, with self-serving, I do feel like you guys come across like with a strong presence. You know, you have this confident stance, and like you just come across like you hold yourself highly, you know. And also with the self-serving, I feel like you guys are like, you have this vibe like you're constantly doing something, you're on a mission, okay? It's like you rarely are just at a place looking like you're just kind of enjoying it. I mean, maybe sometimes, but overall I get kind of a work vibe with you guys. Not saying that it's work that you're doing when you're out and about and strangers see you, but like you have a walk to you, like you're on a mission. Like you're not just dilly-dallying around, you know, hanging out. Like I said, maybe sometimes, but overall it's kind of like you get in, you get out, you know? I feel like you walk faster than most people too. You definitely have this feisty personality, so like if strangers or even people you know start to talk to you, I feel like you guys don't hold back, especially with people that you're comfortable with. But because this is what strangers think, you know, when they stare at you, I feel like I said, you definitely have this blunt way about you where you might just like speak your mind, and you know, you're the type that I don't feel like shies away. If your opinion is different from others, it's like you feel like, you know, you feel strong about things and you feel like it's your mission. I feel like even if this is subconscious, to like spread your message about things that matter to you. So it's like you will go toe to toe with people, even if they're very opinionative and confident people, bold personalities too. It's like you don't shy away from that kind of thing. In fact, I feel like it fuels your fire basically. So as far as strangers go, I think they just kind of know. Some of you are very, well, you definitely come across as being outgoing, but some of you are definitely loud too. Like naturally, like I'm getting a very bold, loud energy about this group, okay? That's not going to go for all of you because it's a general reading, but you'll know if it's you though. So I feel like you can be kind of intimidating to strangers because you're the type that will like say something out loud and it's opinionative, okay? So even if they have like the opposite opinion, unless they're as like blunt and, you know, bold as you, they're not gonna like speak up about it, is what I'm seeing. You guys also have a very independent vibe to you, okay? So there's not like this feeling of, oh, I'm unsure about what I'm doing or where I'm going. Okay, like that's what I said, like outwardly, like you come across as being confident, even if inside you're feeling it. You're feeling like possible. You might feel insecure in the unknown especially, but like you've got such a way about you that like you wouldn't let it be known by others, okay? Yeah, so definitely getting a lot of air and water vibes for this group. So let me know, group one, are you an air or water sign? But fire, you're very fiery and bold too, though, and very action oriented is what I'm getting. You, like I was just saying, you definitely have this independent vibe to you as well. Okay, so like that, yeah, that's what I was saying. As far as like you don't come across as, I need someone to go with me. No, like you'll do it on your own. Okay, so even though you're vocal, you're blunt, can be opinionative, it's like you guys are still seen to be this light. So I feel like you just light up when you're around people, and strangers, they notice that about you, okay? And it's just like you're just this light. It's not, like I said, you're not mean-natured. You just, you know, speak things that are dear to your heart and that it's like you're a voice for it. Yeah. And so with the dolphin card here, like I said, you're constantly like swimming, you're moving forward, you're on a mission, but it's like you're playful too. You're joyful, you're light, you're carefree, you know? Maybe once upon a time you had a more serious vibe, but I feel like you've gone through some kind of shift where now it's kind of like, you know, even though you're on a mission and you're doing your thing, and I said you don't really, you know, just lollygag and like hang back at places, but you do have fun though. So you do have fun with whatever it is you do. So I'm really just seeing like somebody who's very, like I said, like going back to the Gemini energy, just kind of very, you know, talkative, fun, charismatic. And now more than ever, now whenever you watch this video, I feel like you're definitely going with the flow more, okay? So I feel like, you know, strangers actually feel like you're an interesting person to them, okay? Like I said, blunt, but also like very carefree, and like you've got a relaxedness to you. Like you do have a feisty side, but overall, like it's like you mean well and you really are there to have a good time, and you do want others around you to have a good time is like what I'm getting. Oh, also going back to the Seven of Cups, I feel like, you know, when people look at you and they see you as being attractive, they also feel like you get hit up a lot, okay? And that you most likely are a choosy person because you get hit up so much. So they see you as being a catch. Okay, group one, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Group number two. Okay, so what do strangers think when they stare at you? Okay, group number two. So right away, we start off with the pronghorn. Okay, so with this card, what I'm seeing when strangers see you is that you are somebody who stands out, okay? Without even trying is what I'm getting. Okay, so whereas group one was definitely like a very loud, bold personality that wears bright colors, I feel like you guys stand out, but without all that loudness, you know what I mean? In a more subtle, I'm doing me kind of way. So that's interesting. Also, okay, so this card represents action. I feel like when you're out and about and in public, it's like you guys come across like you are quick. Like wherever you go, like when you walk, I feel like you walk faster than most people, and it's kind of like you're a person on a mission, okay? Like you are getting from point A to point B and very no nonsense about it, okay? You know, if you run into people you know, you might stop and chat a little bit here or there, but I feel like overall you're a very focused person and very driven, okay? I'm getting a lot of ambitious energy. And maybe you weren't always like that, but it's like definitely how you're coming across now. So it's kind of like people would be kind of intimidated a little bit to approach you only because they would feel like they were getting in your way is what I'm seeing. But all the while, I do feel like they admire you. Okay, like I'm getting somebody who you come across as being classy, and I'm even seeing like, you know, if you're a female, you wear boots, just like a very sophisticated style. Not saying like you always dress like that, but either way, you guys will look good like in whatever you dress like, guy or girl watching this. The guys might wear boots too. Boots are coming through for some reason, but yeah, I just see this like sleek, sophisticated look to you though. And just like you gracefully moving around people and getting to where you need to go, and people just kind of like watching, you know, and just like, oh, Like, you come across as being different, but attractive. And it's not just your looks, it's just kind of like even your movements and like the way you just are as you do what you do is what I'm seeing there. Okay, with this card, I feel like there's definitely like this artistic look to you guys, okay? You may not think that it's that obvious, but I'm getting though like there's definitely something that's different about you, okay? And it kind of shows that, you know, you might come across as being kind of artsy in a way. It might just be, there might be something, again, going back to your style that's kind of unique, that's not like everybody else's. And that could range from like a quirky, you know, girl or guy next door look or hipster look, I'm getting, to more of a rock star-ish look, okay? Just something about you says, hey, you know, I'm doing my own thing and, you know, my outward appearance is reflective of me being true to myself, like that kind of feel to it. So either way, it could even be your makeup. Maybe you do it way different than most people, or, you know, just because something's trending, it's like you'll purposely go the other way or something like that. But this, again, it's going to be different for all of you is what I'm seeing with that. Okay. We also have a very fiery energy coming through with Sagittarius. So I feel like you guys are very passionate people. I feel like you light up, especially when you are on a mission doing something that you're into. But even if it's not something you're into, I just feel like overall you guys are very passionate people. And you put your whole self into whatever it is that you do. Okay, even if it's like going to the store for groceries. I feel like somehow you guys kind of make it fun and like an adventure. And like strangers notice that about you, okay? In the brief encounters that they have with you. Okay, and then we have a lot of air coming through, so I wouldn't be surprised if you guys weren't an air sign or, but yeah, again with the fast-paced movement. Okay, like I said, I don't know that you guys were always this, I'm hitting the ground running with my goals or whatever it is I'm doing during the day, but like you're coming across that way now though, okay? So it's kind of like I said, like strangers know, like get out of your way, you know, because you guys, it's like you're trying to make the most of your time is what is like coming through. And you do come across like you've got a lot to do, you know, so you're not just like messing around. But also with the Knight of Swords, you know, I feel like you guys, you also come across like kind of a Gemini. This is interesting. This is kind of similar to group 1 now. So you are charming, you are witty, you know, you can be good at speaking and with your words and like naturally flirty, but I feel like that's like when you want to be. Like I don't feel like you guys are always like that. Sometimes I get like kind of a serious business vibe with you. So the strangers get what the strangers get depending on your mood, you know. Sometimes you'll come across as serious, other times it'll be more charming and playful. You also kind of have this like, I'm just getting kind of like a back off vibe a little bit with certain strangers, okay? That's interesting. Not saying that that's the way it is with everyone, but I do feel like you guys sometimes have a resting bee phase when you're around people you don't know, because I don't feel like you guys even want to go there with people. Like you don't want to engage in chit chat with people that you're like, I don't know you, so don't put me in this awkward position is like the feeling I'm getting. Unless, of course, based off your mood, when you tap into that more playful, charming, witty energy, then I feel like all of a sudden you might be in the mood to talk to people that you don't know who they are, you know. Either way, you know, I do feel like people see you though and they instantly think, like those that are attracted to you guys, like, wow, like that's who I look for in a person. Okay, with the 10 of Pentacles here, yeah, you guys definitely have wifey or hubby material written on you. And I know this is just going off looks, but it's kind of like people do this quick assessment and they're like, yeah, like something about that person, you know? Yeah, it's just kind of a vibe. Like, even if they don't know your personality, it's kind of like, you know, looks plus vibe, and they get this feel for you, is what I'm seeing. But again, you definitely have this independent, I'm intelligent, I'm intelligent, I'm independent, you know. I don't need anyone type of vibe, okay, when people meet you, even strangers. And so it's kind of like they know that if they don't measure up, they shouldn't even bother. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're out, like a night out, people know that if they approach you, they better bring their A game, and because you will cut them off, okay? You are the type that's like, I'm not wasting my time or energy on things, whether it's work related or friend or dating related, if it's just not, you know, gonna fit me, basically. So you're true to yourself in that way. So yeah, people are attracted to you, but they also view you like somebody who won't hesitate to cut them out if they mess up. Yeah, okay, and that like goes hand in hand with my Oh Snap card. Okay, so whereas maybe you come across initially as kind of mysterious and keeping to yourself, but as soon as you choose to like talk, just like the Knight of Swords here, you can come across as being kind of blunt or like just telling people how it is. And then it's like, oh snap, like they weren't expecting that. Although some are. Some that sense that you're like the Queen of Swords, they do expect that. Okay, and this goes hand in hand with when I said, you know, people view you as hubby or wifey material. Yep, just upon first meeting you. You guys are also coming across like you're a star, especially lately. Okay, so some of you might be in the spotlight, but either way, I feel like you're just really fully showing up in life and just shining is what's coming across. Very magnetic energy. And along with that, you know, like if you're not in the spotlight, it's like what you post on social media. And if you don't have social media, it is just like how you are showing up lately in life, okay? Like a glow up, like a star, just shining and doing your thing. So that's awesome, group 2. And there's my boss card. Okay, yeah, you guys are definitely coming across like a boss, like you are taking control of your life. You have this very determined and focused, ambitious energy about you. And it's like you will stop at nothing to get your goals and dreams accomplished. That also goes hand in hand with my star card. And yeah, like I said, like you mean business is what's coming through. But even though you're very focused and businesslike, with this card, it also says you have this amazing balance though, where you also have a very fun, carefree side to you as well. That brings out this very like lighthearted, fun side in others. So again, I feel like you guys kind of have this duality about you. So when strangers see you, it all depends on what mood are you guys in. If you're in the mood to be serious and get stuff done, I feel like you're very boss-like. Very matter of fact, no nonsense. But when you are in your charismatic, witty, I'm having fun, you come across as flirty, fun, carefree, like you just want to have the best time ever. And people in your presence, even if they just met you, they feel like, oh my gosh, like I want whatever she or he's got, okay? Because you just come across like you were just living life to the fullest and having the best time ever. And I feel like that's really what other people want. So yeah, and I feel like it's just so magnetic. Now, a lot of you could actually be an amazing mixture of the two. So initially you might come across as being kind of mysterious and more business-like, but then as soon as like, you know, these strangers are around you more, they actually start talking to you, that's when I feel like you lighten up and you are more fun and flirty and carefree and in your element. Okay, group number 2, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number 3. Okay, so what do strangers think when they stare at you? Okay, group number 3. So right away, what I'm seeing with the healing card and then communication is that strangers initially view you guys as kind of like sticking to themselves at first, you know, kind of just doing your own thing. I would say that, you know, they find you guys to be mysterious, but they're intrigued by you, okay? But then, like upon meeting you, or when you guys, if you end up talking to any of these strangers, then all of a sudden you become very like vocal and communicate, I see, okay? It's like you become very talkative. So whereas before they might have felt like you guys were reserved and, definitely more introverted. Not that you're not. Then all of a sudden they see this like more outgoing, talkative side is what I'm seeing with this combination. And overall though, like your energy comes across like this ladybug, which represents good luck, okay? You are a very bright energy and people feel good around you, okay? So they feel like at ease in your presence, like everything's gonna be all right. And it's like you bless the world with the way that you are and, your energy, your presence, and your words. Especially when you're feeling like yourself, I feel like this group is naturally like our natural healers, okay? And it's because of your own healing and what you've gone through, and then rising above it is what I'm seeing. And in fact, some of you might actually speak about this, okay? And it could be your followers even that don't know you. So I mean, on one hand, they could be considered strangers. And yet you're fam, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, but you are just so inspiring to them, is what I'm seeing with this. But we're also talking about strangers that you see from day to day. So like on one hand, even if they don't know you, it's like they know your presence, your energy, and it's like you're bright. Like I said, initially you might come across as first being mysterious, but then I feel like either the longer they're around you or if you guys start talking and all of a sudden you light up, and you're talkative and this energy that's very bright, a very bright aura and energy just comes through and people feel better in your presence, okay? I feel like they actually get clarity about situations, even if that's not what you guys end up talking about, just by being in your presence, okay? Yeah, because you guys are healers. Okay, so with the Nine of Wands, as well as this card, I feel like on one hand, strangers kind of feel like, you've seen it all. Okay, due to if you've ever opened up to people about certain things, it's kind of like you just have this, it's your background, basically. So like your life story, I feel like really demonstrates that you guys have been through a lot of challenges, but it's like you rose above each challenge and you came back wiser and stronger than before. So yeah, this would be like, if you ended up opening up to any of these strangers, this is the impression they would get. Like you are one tough person, who has persevered and just become this amazing, well-rounded person since then. Okay, with the Six of Cups here, reversed, I feel like people get the impression that upon meeting you, like they've known you their whole life, okay? As well as I feel like you guys remind people of somebody they already know. And that can also be the factor of how, like they feel at home in your presence. And then we have the Ace of Wands, which tells me that people find you guys to be attractive, okay? As well as, again, this represents inspiration and passion and excitement. I feel like you guys make people excited for life again. Yes, even strangers. Even in a short, amount of time spent together, there's just something about you guys. Like I said, when you come alive, there's a lot of reds and pink here. And it just makes me feel like, you have a very fiery warmth to you, basically, energy-wise. Okay, with this card, I feel like, what's interesting is when you do speak to people, it kind of gives them these, I feel like people get aha moments when listening to you speak. Okay, so that's amazing. I feel like you definitely have a gift when it comes to communicating. So if you're not actually speaking for a living or, doing a side hustle with it or a hobby, I feel like you guys will be because you definitely have a gift with it, even if you don't see that right now. But I feel like a lot of you listening do see that or are doing it. Okay, going back to the attractiveness, yeah, you guys are like a butterfly, but in more ways than one. Butterflies can represent transformation. Not that strangers know that, unless, again, you opened up to them and told them like what you went through and, rising above. Then that makes sense that they see you like a butterfly, this elevated you, even if they didn't know the other you that went through this stuff. Hope that makes sense. But going back to the attractiveness, they also view you guys like a butterfly, like somebody who's like, wow, but hard to catch. Okay, so for whatever reason, you guys, if a stranger or somebody who just met you, or you caught their eye, you know, they message you or they try, it's kind of like you are hard to get. You are hard to catch. Now that you guys are coming across as this elevated self, this is the self that these strangers are seeing, so they view you highly. And even when they hear your story, they view you highly. But it's kind of like you carry yourself now like a king or a queen, okay? And it's like you know what you deserve. You are walking the talk and walking the path, you know? So what comes along with that is, you know, you guys having people crush on you. So you got strangers or followers, whoever, you guys could be in the spotlight. Again, going back to that communication theme, who are crushing on you guys. And they also see you guys like a gem. Okay, you guys come across as a unique person with a good heart who means well and is really trying to do their best is what I'm seeing. Also, your guys' eyes. Strangers find your eyes to be attractive, and that's part of the reason you could catch them staring. I also see you guys just come across as being very passionate people, okay? Very heart-driven. Like whatever matters to you is like what's driving everything that you do. Okay, we also have Cancer that came out, so that tells me, the zodiac sign, that you guys are definitely have a depth like Cancers do, and an intuition, as well as a unique way of being, okay? Because Cancer's just kind of like, you know, show up, owning who they are and doing their thing their way. I actually get very similar vibes with Cancer and Aquarius. So yeah, that's like how you guys come across. Somebody who's definitely marching to the beat of their own drum. You guys are also a source of light in the dark, okay? You give people hope. You keep people inspired. They see what you've gone through from whatever you've said. It could be your message. And like they feel like, okay, anything's possible. I can get through this too. And like I was saying, yeah, you come across as intuitive and spiritual, whether you feel like you're spiritual or not. And yeah, I was getting spotlight vibes with this group. And even if you're not in the spotlight, again, it's just the way that you show up in life and whatever it is that you post on social media, okay? That can all mean in the spotlight. Either way, people you see in real life or follow you on social media, I feel like they're crushing on you. But even more than that, people are inspired by you guys. Okay. Okay, group number 3, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right. Bye, guys.